For centuries, the Orion sector had been a field of endless wars. Dozens of alien empires had battled there, seeking dominance over its resource-rich stars. But none had ever truly claimed it. The war had dragged on for so long that even the strongest fleets had begun to weaken, their admirals growing weary, their soldiers losing faith in victory. That was until the humans arrived. No one had expected them to come. The humans had stayed far from the galactic frontiers for generations, watching and learning while other species fought. Their world, Earth, was small compared to the empires that ruled the spiral arms. Yet whispers spread that their fleets trained in silence, their soldiers drilled without end, and their technology advanced faster than most could imagine. When the call for aid came from the Allied coalition, humanity answered. At first, the Alien Council laughed. A minor power like Earth, joining a galactic war against the most feared warlords of the spiral? It seemed absurd, but when the humans sent their fleet, the laughter died. The first to see the human armada were the scouts of the Kyer Dominion. Their sensors picked up massive energy signatures emerging from hyperspace. The readings made no sense. The numbers exceeded the limits of known reactor capacities. When the human fleet exited the void, silence spread across every comm line. Thousands of ships appeared, each vessel radiating power that distorted nearby space. The flagship was the Horizon's Wrath, a titanic dreadnought that dwarfed anything in the region. Its hull shimmered with layers of adaptive alloy, invisible to conventional targeting systems. Its engines glowed with energy that even the most advanced alien reactors could not replicate. Around it, cruisers, destroyers, and carriers formed perfect formations, moving with precision as though controlled by a single mind. The Dominion commanders thought the humans were bluffing. They had fought the Drathan Swarm, the Veil Imperium, and the Thalnar Hegemony, and none had survived their onslaughts. To them, humans were an untested species, newcomers who didn't understand the scale of galactic war. When the Dominion's fleet advanced, their commander, Grand Admiral Tolvar, transmitted one message. "Surrender your ships and withdraw, humans. This sector belongs to the Dominion." The human reply came from Admiral Marcus Hale, commander of the Horizon's Wrath. His voice was calm, steady, and carried the weight of quiet confidence. "You have 20 seconds to retreat. After that, we engage." The Dominion laughed again. 20 seconds. A threat like that was arrogance beyond measure. The countdown ended. The war zone erupted in light. Every human ship fired in perfect unison. No hesitation, no delay. Energy lances pierced through the Dominion's shields as though they were paper. Missiles with quantum tracking locked onto hundreds of enemy warships simultaneously, splitting mid-flight into micro-warheads that targeted individual weak points. In the first 10 seconds, entire Dominion wings disintegrated. Their cruisers burst apart, scattering molten debris across the void. The Dominion tried to respond. Their own energy cannons lit the darkness, but their fire never landed. Human ships moved with precision beyond understanding, predicting attacks before they even came. The Horizon's Wrath alone destroyed 30 ships with a single volley, its main gun bending space as its beam tore through fleets kilometers apart. Admiral Tolvar's bridge fell into chaos. His officers shouted, reporting catastrophic losses. Sensor screens blinked red one after another. The human fleet was advancing, calm, unstoppable, and terrifying. Within minutes, the once mighty Dominion armada was reduced to burning wreckage. Communications channels filled with desperate cries for retreat, but by then, it was too late. The human fleet had crossed the line of engagement without losing a single ship. In the aftermath, the Allied coalition's observers were speechless. Species that had fought for centuries watched in disbelief. The humans didn't cheer or boast. They simply reformed their lines, scanning for survivors, their movements disciplined and efficient. It was not a victory for pride. It was a demonstration. After the battle, Admiral Hale transmitted a message to all channels. "The Orion sector is secured. Stand down and recover your wounded. Humanity will hold the line." Those words echoed across the galaxy. Rumors spread faster than light. Reports of the human fleet's performance reached even the most distant empires. Some refused to believe it. They called it propaganda, a fabrication meant to inspire fear. But those who had witnessed the event knew the truth. The Dominion had fielded its strongest armada, and it had been obliterated in seconds. In the following weeks, new alliances began to form. The coalition sought to understand how humanity had achieved such power. They sent envoys, scientists, and engineers to learn the secrets behind the human fleet's weapons. But humans shared little. They simply said, "We built what we needed to survive." The truth was far deeper. For centuries, humanity had known that they were being watched. Their telescopes had detected the first alien transmissions long before they made contact. They had listened, decoded, and studied. When they realized that the galaxy was not peaceful, they made a choice. They would prepare. While the other empires waged wars of conquest, humanity waged a war of knowledge. They focused on efficiency, adaptability, and defense. Every weapon system they designed was meant for survival, not dominance. Every ship was built to ensure that no human world would ever face annihilation. When they finally ventured into the stars, they did so not with arrogance but with quiet resolve. Now, that resolve was visible to every power in the galaxy. The Dominion, humiliated and broken, retreated to its borders. Their surviving admirals convened in panic. Some called for vengeance, but most understood that attacking again would be suicide. The human fleet did not pursue them. They instead focused on stabilizing the war-torn sector, rescuing survivors and rebuilding stations destroyed during the conflict. To the astonishment of the alien commanders, the humans treated even Dominion wounded. They did not demand tribute or surrender. They simply restored order. It was not mercy born of weakness. It was power restrained. The coalition soon learned that humanity's strength did not come from superior weapons alone. It came from unity. While other empires fractured under internal politics, humanity acted as one. Their fleet operated under a single command, their strategies perfectly aligned. Every ship captain trusted the next completely. A few months later, the Dominion tried again. Smaller fleets struck at human patrols in an attempt to probe their defenses. Each time the result was the same. The attackers vanished without a trace. It became clear that the humans possessed tracking systems beyond comprehension, able to predict ambushes hours before they occurred. By the end of that year, the war that had lasted centuries was over. The Dominion signed a ceasefire treaty, not out of diplomacy, but out of necessity. The galaxy entered a new era, one shaped by the silent arrival of humanity. The Council of Empires convened for the first time in decades. Representatives from across the spiral gathered, each discussing the implications of the battle. The question on every tongue was the same. How did the humans do it? Some said they had tapped into forbidden technologies. Others believed they had formed an alliance with unseen powers. But when Admiral Hale himself addressed the council, his explanation was disarmingly simple. "We learned from history," he said. "We studied those who destroyed themselves with pride and greed. We realized that survival depends not on who strikes first, but on who endures. We built our fleet to ensure that when we fought, we would finish the fight quickly." His words silenced the chamber. There was no arrogance in his tone, only certainty. In time, the story of the Orion War became legend. Scholars called it the turning point, the moment when humanity revealed itself as the galaxy's new anchor of stability. Even former enemies began sending envoys to Earth, hoping to establish relations. Trade routes opened. Human diplomats began reshaping the balance of power, one agreement at a time. But among the stars, rumors persisted of what humanity's true power was. Some said it wasn't their weapons, but their ability to adapt to any threat. Others whispered about artificial intelligences that commanded fleets with flawless precision. A few believed that the humans had simply mastered the art of war through understanding chaos itself. Whatever the truth, one fact remained unchallenged. The moment the human fleet entered the war zone, the galaxy changed forever. Generations later, veterans of that battle still remembered the sight of the horizon's wrath emerging from hyperspace. They spoke of how the stars seemed to dim when it appeared, how the silence before its first volley felt like the universe holding its breath. Many alien historians tried to downplay the event, claiming that the Dominion's defeat was due to poor strategy or luck. But every attempt to rewrite the story failed, because there existed undeniable proof: sensor data, recordings, and transmissions from hundreds of witnesses. The humans never sought to glorify that day. They rarely spoke of it at all. When asked, their officers simply said, "We did what was necessary." Over time, even the most warlike empires learned to tread carefully. Not out of fear, but out of respect. The humans had demonstrated something no one had believed possible: absolute precision in warfare combined with restraint. The galaxy had seen countless conquerors, but never before had it seen a power capable of victory without cruelty. And so, when conflicts erupted again,